The following is an AZPM original production.
For AZPM, I'm Mark McLemore, and this is Arizona Spotlight. Coming up, meet a photographer who had to make some adjustments to make sure that his golden years became exactly that. In Stories That Soar, a bright fourth grader asks that we consider what we might be missing by focusing all of our attention on screens. And the essay series The Class of 2024 begins with some inside perspectives into what a final year at Tucson High Magnet School felt like. Those stories are next on Arizona Spotlight. For those who can afford to retire before the age of 60, having the time and the health to enjoy your favorite pastimes can be a dream come true. Next, we'll meet Tim H. Murphy, a local artist whose retirement plans did not go as he anticipated. But it led Murphy to reconnect with a lost talent and forge a new career, one that's brought him into connection with an ancient tradition from a culture that he knew nothing about.
So I'll start this call like I start every call. Apologies about the voice.
Tim, we all face a myriad of challenges in life. Some of them we can't hide, and some we can. I just want you to know that you're talking to a friend, so you take your time. The most important thing is that you're comfortable and that you express yourself the way you want to express yourself. For people who are going to be meeting you for the first time through this interview, what do you want them to know most about yourself, Tim?
I would say that I have embarked on what I call an Act 2 that was completely unplanned, and I have flourished in the face of adversity or flourished in the face of a disability.
Well, when did your Act 2 start? What was your age?
I was about 58 years old. It's about 13 years ago.
Okay.
And it's with this neurological condition typically manifests. So I was born with it, but it did not manifest, thank God, till my late 50s.
What is it called? Does it have a name?
It's called hereditary spastic paresis.
I know John Lennon once famously said, "Life is what happens while you're making other plans."
I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great one. So tell us about your plans, Tim, and how they changed.
Well, my plans were to play golf in my golden years in Arizona and Ireland, where my wife and I had spent a lot of time on holidays, and I started that a bit after I retired from 30 years at American Express, playing here in Arizona, mostly Scottsdale, and in Ireland, but my condition got the better of me. I completely lost my balance. So golf was out of the question. Also was a very avid road cyclist, and I hadn't quit, but I kept falling off my bike, and my poor knees and elbows got chewed up, and also enjoyed hiking in the desert here, and so I had to quit those pursuits. When I realized I couldn't do that anymore, I went into a funk. After moping around the house for a while and going through all the traditional stages of grief, my wife suggested that I take up an old avocation, and that was photography.
I've been to your website and I've seen samples of your work, and they're striking. In fact, there's a painting-like quality to a lot of your photographs. And I actually thought they were paintings when I saw small thumbnails of some of your powwow portraits.
When I realized that I couldn't golf anymore, and I started investigating photography again, in addition to heading down to Costco and buying the best Nikon they had, I consumed hours and hours of content on YouTube. And I studied photographers, I studied composition, I studied color theory, I studied painters. So to hear you make that comment about looking like paintings makes me very happy.
Well, first of all, you make it clear on your webpage that you love photographing Ireland, and you have found an incredible fascination with photographing powwow dancers from the Indigenous people of the Southwest. How is it that you went to your first powwow and that connection made itself felt?
I am a very good friend, and I should use him in the past since he's a dear friend. I knew from golfing with him that Bill danced in powwows, and he'd been doing it for years. And after shooting countless sunrises and sunsets here in Arizona, I wanted to branch out and to remember that Bill was a powwow dancer. So I asked Bill to take me to a powwow so I could photograph it. Bill had me come to his house, and Bill answers the door like I'd never seen him before. He had face paint on and a full-on powwow dance outfit. He brought me out back and sat me down, and we talked about powwow protocol, the Native American history, the culture. He danced a bit for me, and it dawned on me that Bill was ensuring that I respected what I was about to see. And I emphasize that word intentionally because to me, a lot of the Native American culture is about respect. Bill took me to my first powwow, I think it was back in 2016, and I photographed it. And I have to tell you, I was stupefied by what I saw. It was absolutely beautiful, stunning, beautiful people, the culture, the dance outfits, the way they danced. I was fascinated by it. And I brought that Nikon I told you about and one of the kit lenses that I had. And I got home and I looked at what I had. It was colorful. It was what I saw, but it was incredibly uninspiring. To me, they were pictures versus photographs. A picture just documented the fact that I was there, and it documented the fact that a powwow occurred. It didn't move me at all. So Bill invited me to another one, and I thought, I'll bring you a telephoto lens. I zoomed in on the dancers' faces. That's where the spark happened. The photographs of the dancers that showed the dignity, the pride, and the grace. I filled the frame with the dancer's face. That was more powerful, and the reaction that I got and that I get today when I show these photos that are zoomed in, the portraits, the face, far more striking than just documenting the fact, and I show several powwow dancers in full.
Well, how do you go about asking and committing to the relationship between photographer and subject?
I have shared them on social media and been contacted by the dancers' families, and they have absolutely loved the images, and I've given them, not sold, but given them, whether it's print or media, and for them to get professional quality, the dramatic images that you're speaking about, they absolutely eat it up. And the center image of by Exhibit at the Gambit is a dancer that's very recognized in the community, but I approached him and I asked him, and he gave me an interesting talk about being happy to share his portrait as long as I did it with respect. So we talked about how I portrayed him and his fellow powwow dancers.
Photographer Tim H. Murphy's powwow dancer portraits are now on display at the Gamage Gallery on the campus of ASU. We have a link for information and some samples of Tim's work on the Spotlight page at azpm.org. When young writers submit their stories to Literacy Connect's Magic Box Story Portal, they get the opportunity to hear their work performed by Stories That Soar. It's a group of multi-talented professional performers. The Stories That Soar team is on a mission to amplify youth voices and help young writers realize the power and potential of bringing their stories to life across all media. In a world buzzing with notifications and endless scrolling, how often do we miss the beauty and the connection that's just beyond our screens? What might happen if we paused, looked up, and truly noticed the world around us? Here are the words of a fourth-grade writer who ponders the possibilities.
Once upon a time, there was a teen named Justino. And one day, he was on the sidewalk with his phone.
Sweet LOL.
He knew he needed a break from his phone. So, he put his phone in his pocket
BRB.
and looked up and saw a beautiful teenage girl.
Whoa.
He went to go talk to her.
Hey, I saw you from over there, and I thought I'd just say
Hi.
hi. Would you want to maybe, I don't know, hang out?
Sure. Want to get some ice cream?
Yes, yeah, that sounds cool. It's on me. What's your favorite?
Little did he know that the girl will be his friend.
Can't go wrong with mint chocolate chip.
What? No, just eat toothpaste while you're at it.
What's wrong with mint?
Either just have the mint or the chip, not both.
Wow, you're one of them.
One of who?
Mint chocolate chip is so good.
One of who?
The girl will be his buddy.
Okay, after all this time, I will finally admit mint chocolate chip is not as terrible.
I didn't get in.
What?
I didn't get into the school I wanted.
Hey, you know what? That school is crazy for not accepting you. You are amazing and the best person I know. Any school you go to, you will make amazing because, well, you are.
The girl will be his girlfriend.
Hey, so I've been thinking, would you want to go to a restaurant and get some ice cream later?
Yeah, want me to invite some friends?
I was thinking just us.
Just us? That sounds like a... Yes, I would like that.
And the girl will be his wife.
You are the love of my life, and I'm happy to be with you and to share my life with you. Will you marry me?
Yes! 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 Yes!
He found happiness in life.
I love you.
I love you.
But that never happened. Instead, he kept being on his phone, and he never saw the girl.
JK, I am back.
Hey!
Oh, send that. Oh, I got a snap. Let's see it.
Okay, bye.
A great opportunity passed. Take a break from your phone. The end.
That was Take a Break, written by a fourth-grade student at McCartney Ranch in Casa Grande. Go Mustangs! It featured the voices of Eddie Rodriguez, Taylor Hernandez, and Cindy LaFries. Aspiring student-age writers can submit their stories, poems, and songs to the Magic Box Story Portal now at literacyconnects.org. And tune in for more Stories That Soar every month on Arizona Spotlight. This month, we launch a special project called the Class of 2024. The students that graduated from Tucson High Magnet School last fall were unique in many ways. A generation who had grown up in the public school system with active shooter drills since kindergarten. They also began their high school careers in 2020 under the shadow of the global COVID-19 pandemic. Art Almquist, the drama teacher at Tucson High for 28 years, made the decision to retire last year as well, leaving behind a thriving drama department and a theater that was named after him. Almquist suggested to a group of his most dedicated students that they try their hand at composing essays that portray different aspects of their high school experience. In response were 8 essays that challenged commonly held perceptions of what their generation may be like. We'll be presenting some of them in the coming weeks on Arizona Spotlight, starting now with an essay by Art Almquist himself. It's about a day that started as calmly as any other, but that came to embody many of the deepest fears and apprehensions harbored by students and teachers alike.
It's just another day at the Magnet, I think, as I park my car. The Magnet is the loving term we in the know use for Tucson High Magnet School, where I've taught drama for 27 years. I've got a good parking space for a change, right near the red door to the vocational building. I've been teaching on this campus for almost 3 decades. 3 decades. That's a long time. And you know what? I still love what I do. And I'm constantly amazed by my students' creativity and talent. It really doesn't feel like I've been doing this for more than half my life. First period is my planning period, which means I don't have students, which means, as usual, I've arrived well after the first bell. I'm locking my car as I hear the elongated beep of the intercom, followed by, "Students and staff, please listen closely. The campus is going into hard lockdown." For those of you who haven't spent time on a school campus over the last 20-plus years, a hard lockdown means that there is an active threat at or near the school. That could mean a lot of things, but for anyone on a school campus, it translates to school shooter. During a hard lockdown, everyone has to run to the closest room, lock the doors, and sit quietly. Add to that list, frantically check phones. Because I've arrived during first period, I don't see anyone else around when the lockdown is announced. I run to the red door of the vocational building. I scan my key card, red light. Scan, red light. It's not working. A younger woman in a dress joins me at the door. She's clearly a sub. She's dressed up. Scan, red light. Scan, red light. We are locked out. We hear the announcement again. Students and staff, we are in hard lockdown. My theater is the only place I have a chance of getting into. I tell the sub to follow me. The theater is in the main building, which is left around the vocational building, then about 100 feet north across the school's wide open mall, up the steps into the main building, down the steps into the theater lobby, then into the theater. We run. Ahead of us, 2 boys and 2 girls are trying to get into the gym and, like us, are finding the doors locked. Follow me, I tell them. We're going to my classroom. I'm trying to sound brave. I am an actor. The kids join us, and we turn towards the mall, the huge, open mall designed to handle 3,500 students. And we've got to cross it. My brain reels. Shooter on a roof? Shooter hiding behind a bush? Behind the soda machines? Coming around a corner? Where do we dive for shelter if shots start firing? And finally, is this it? We run. Under the trees and Ramada for shelter, then by the snack machines for cover. We're halfway there. 20 more feet. 12 feet. 10. 8. 5. We leap up the stairs, through the front doors, down the steps, through the lobby. We're here, I shout to them. As I unlock the entrance, I realize that my theater doors have never looked so beautiful. Come in, I tell them. We're safe. They enter the theater. As they do, I look through the window to my office on the left. The lights are off, as they were when I locked up last night, but my office is packed with kids. Packed. Sitting silently on the floor, huddled against the wall, some looking down, some staring straight ahead, every face wrapped in fear. They look like children of World War II. My file cabinet blocks the door. Liz, the drama club president, is there. She's a natural leader. She got them in somehow. But how? We'll figure that out later. It's okay, you guys. Come on. They rise. I hold the door open, get us all into the theater, and lock the doors. Liz tells me that the minute lockdown had been called, she was outside and hustled the group around her, everyone around her downstairs, saying, "Come with me. The theater is safe." The theater is safe. She found my office unlocked and pushed the file cabinet against the door. I had forgotten to lock the door last night. Thank God. I introduce all the kids to each other and myself to them. I'm unfailingly polite. We all go to our phones. Rumors fly. Gunshots were fired. Police cars. An ambulance. Blood. I text my wife. I'm terrified, and yet playing the role of teacher in charge during an emergency makes me believe it. A little. I am an actor. Information slowly trickles in. Shots had been fired at the store across the street. A girl hiding in the nurse's office had fainted, and the ambulance had come for her. The blood seemed to be just a rumor. Students rotate between focusing on their phones, whispering to each other, or sitting with their heads down. Some stare straight ahead. Many weep. Rachel, one of my funniest students, cannot stop crying. Her face is red. She is surrounded by friends. They're all standing, holding each other, leaning against the wall, underneath poster-sized pictures from plays, pictures of students in this theater in much happier times. After what seems an eternity, we hear the elongated beep of the intercom, followed by, "Students and staff, please listen closely. The lockdown is lifted. The campus is safe. Students, counselors will be available if you would like to speak with them. Teachers, please resume your normal instruction." Please resume your normal instruction. It's just another day at the Magnet. I've been teaching on this campus almost 3 decades, more than half my life. That's a long time. And you know what? Suddenly, it feels that way.
And now another view of the events from that day at Tucson High, from one of the students who had found the drama department and theater to be like a home away from home.
I'm Mia from the class of 2024, and this is my story. It's a perfect day. I just had some hot chocolate with my friends. The weather is just right, and the only classes on my schedule are the good classes. Theater, because duh, and biology, because we basically do nothing all class. Why don't I go out more? The world is so cool, so big, so beautiful. I'd even call it peaceful. I enter the gate and suddenly my heart drops. That sound. Before I even get the chance to ask my friend what it is I heard, she turns to me. Gunshots. I'm ready for this. I've done the drills. I know what to do. But this feels different. The monitors start yelling at every student they see, "Get inside!" as they lock the gates behind us. My peers run as fast as they can to any accessible entrance. I freeze. At the worst possible moment, I'm frozen. My friend grabs my arm and she pulls me to the door closest to us. We stop and sit in the nurse's office, which is now packed with students. I deal with panic attacks. It's no surprise that I suddenly can't breathe. I can't even think straight. I'm sitting here and I start to think, is this it? Was this morning the last time I'll see my family? Today was my dad's day. I haven't said goodbye to my mom. My sister, will she be okay when I'm gone? I should have spent more time with my friends. Why didn't I? Oh my God. My head. Did my classmate just get shot? No. Okay. She only passed out. I start looking around the room. There's Lynn, a girl in my theater class. I always thought she was so cool. There's Jordan, one of my best friends since middle school. He's always so funny. There's the girl from the hall. I don't know her name, but she has the prettiest outfits every day. All of these people I know with all the same face filled with fear. A voice starts saying, "Gunshots fired at the corner store in front of the entrance." Wait, does that mean it's okay? What if the person with the gun heard the police and ran into our school? What if they're so sad or angry, they take it out on us? Our door is the first one you see when you enter the school. Does that mean we're first? I don't want to die. Does it hurt to die? They announce it's safe to go to class, but all I hear is, "Do not go outside." It's funny. Growing up, they tell you how scary it is to get your first period, to do everything to prevent blood stains. They never tell you how scary it is to do everything to prevent blood stains from gunshot wounds. The door opens, and finally, I see her. "Mommy!"
To hear more heartfelt and hopeful essays, plus a roundtable discussion and Q&A with all 8 of the class of 2024 students, there will be a live performance of Arizona Spotlight Presents the Class of 2024 on Saturday, March 1st at 6 p.m. in the Art Almquist Theater at Tucson High School. This live theater performance recounts the harrowing experiences of these high school graduates as they faced fear, isolation, and uncertainty growing up in the age of school shootings and COVID-19. For information and to reserve your spot, visit azpm.org/class of 24. Thank you for listening to Arizona Spotlight. This show is a production of AZPM. The production engineer is Jim Blackwood. The assistant producer is Sophia Hammer. I'm producer and host Mark McLemore.
AZPM podcasts are made possible in part by donations from listeners like you. Learn more at support.azpm.org. Thank you.